Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we are going to be breaking down my blog, 4 reasons you are getting uninvited from weddings. It's not always due to logistical reasons. I know this one guy who always is the first to go whenever a wedding guest list needs to be trimmed down. And he always has an excuse. He's like, well, it's because of logistical reasons. And it's because, weddings are expensive and I guess I'm not that close with the bride and the groom. Yeah, I get why I got uninvited. I'm looking at this guy from afar and I see that it's not always logistical reasons with this guy, because there are 4 different weddings within the past couple of years that he has gotten uninvited to. I look at him and I think, no, it's something deeper. It's 2 of the reasons that I'm going to mention in this list. And as you are consuming today's video, you want to be very wary on why you are getting uninvited from weddings. It is not always because there was way too many people and unfortunately there's not enough room for you. It could be one of the other 4 reasons in today's talk. So if you're ready and excited for today's episode, drop that like for me right on below and let's get started for reason number 1. You cannot control your alcohol. If you cannot control your alcohol, then people are always going to be wary about inviting you to big events. One of my close friends from college, I used to always talk to him about him being my groomsman one day. He's this highly charismatic guy, and he was the guy that I would say was responsible for me having a friend group in college. I've always had a soft spot for him. Unfortunately, I'm not even inviting him to my wedding. The reason is because he cannot control his alcohol. I've heard horror stories of people saying, oh no, this guy's changed. They invite him to their wedding and he makes a complete fool out of himself. And if one person makes a fool out of themselves in a big event, no one is talking about the big event. They're just talking about the fool. I heard the story about this gentleman. He went to a wedding 2 years ago and he got so drunk that he started to flirt with a bunch of aunties while his girl was with him. It got super bad where his parents were like, "You're not our son." And then they just left while he was drunk. Everyone was talking about the drunk fool. No one was talking about the bride and the groom. In the future, he just consistently kept getting uninvited. And it's because he could not control his alcohol. So if you have that reputation as a person who can't control their alcohol, people will forgive you in small events. Like let's say it's just a get together for a birthday party, a cake cutting. They'll forgive you for that. But for something big like a wedding, they will not forgive you for that. They will uninvite you. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is they're too political on social media. My buddy who just keeps getting uninvited from all these different weddings, it's because of this reason. He's too political on social media, always sharing conspiracy theories, always pushing the edge, always just trying to get under people's skin. And he tries to make the argument, well, I'm just trying to make people aware. I don't think that's the case. I think this guy just likes the attention, which is fine. Just know that your social media behavior is going to influence how people perceive you in the real world. I also know this one gentleman who told me that he lost a bunch of followers recently, ever since he started to talk about the whole Israel-Palestine thing. And from all the followers that he lost, guess how many weddings he's not being invited to anymore? And if he was invited to those weddings of the people that unfollowed him, guess who's getting uninvited? He is. People are super passionate about politics. So if you keep pushing the boundaries too much, if you completely go against their fundamental principles, they'll worry about inviting you because at one moment, they don't agree with the stance that you're taking. And the second moment, they're also thinking, let's say that I do invite him. Imagine the political arguments that he's going to be getting in with my father-in-law, my dad, all these other people that are vehemently against the stance that he's taking. This guy is probably going to get into an argument with my guests because this guy is bold enough to post all these online opinions. I mean, obviously he's going to do it at my wedding. Not worth it. Let me just uninvite him real quick. That's reason number 2. Reason number 3 was you weren't really uninvited. Just wait. A couple of years back, one of my fraternity brothers got married. I saw all the pictures on Instagram, and rather than feeling good, I was furious. This was my line brother. We crossed in the same year, and he didn't invite me? I'm seeing all these different familiar faces. What's up with that? So I started to hit up other line brothers. I'm like, did you guys get invited? And they're like, no, we didn't. So at this point, I was angry. I thought, screw the groom. I'm not cool with him anymore. 4 months goes on by, and I get a wedding invite for this groom's wedding. I thought someone was playing mind games on me. I thought you just got married, bro. No. So what happens in a lot of weddings is that the bride's side throws something, then the groom's side throws something. The immediate family and friends of the groom was invited to the bride's side. But me, I'm not his immediate family or friend. I'm just his line brother, which is pretty close enough to be invited to the groom's side, not the bride's side wedding. So I was invited to his wedding. I just had to wait. This may be happening to you, where one day you log on, you see that one of your friends got married, you weren't invited, and you're like, what the heck? Let me go in on him. Wait, because if you go in on him too soon, you may get uninvited from the real wedding that you were actually invited to. So avoid doing that. And reason number 4 that you were uninvited was due to conflicting guest dynamics. I mean, this one is pretty obvious. Let's say 2 people that used to date. This is one of those situations where it could be awkward real quick. Let's say the ex knows the bride or the groom. This person can make the bride and the groom uncomfortable, so it's wise to uninvite them. And I've seen this happen many times where, let's say the groom had a close friend in college. One of the close friends was a girl that the groom eventually dated. They broke up. They all still remained in the same friend circle. Time goes on by. They're in their 30s. Now the groom is married to the bride. He's about to get married for the wedding. The bride finds out that from that friend circle, one of the girls he used to date, she doesn't like that. So she says, uninvite your ex, which I believe is a reasonable request. And this is one of the reasons that people get uninvited. It just so happens that the dynamics is a little awkward and it's best for one person to go rather than for both people to be invited and for it to be even more awkward. So these are the 4 reasons people get uninvited from weddings. It's because they can't control their alcohol. They're too political on social media. They weren't really uninvited. Just wait. They're getting their invite soon. Or there was conflicting guest dynamics. Now, if you were uninvited, don't make a big fuss out about it. Don't be, oh man, like how could this happen to me? And just whine to anyone that would listen. It happens to the best of us. Just keep it pushing. And if you were not invited, no reason to overthink. Just chalk it off to, okay, maybe they were overbooked. Maybe it was a pricing issue. It is what it is. I'm going to carry myself with grace. But if you keep getting uninvited from weddings that you were expecting to be invited to, then take this blog way more seriously. Chances are you're making one of the faux pas covered in today's talk, and you want to avoid that. If you enjoyed today's talk and you want to get more insights on communication skills, don't just watch me, read me. You could read me on ArmaniTalks.com/blog, within this blog, I cover a lot of unique ideas that I do not cover on this YouTube channel. So head on over to my blog right after you wrap up today's video and check out a lot of my entries. I'm about to have 1,000 blog posts uploaded. Check out the entries and find out some good posts that resonates with you. ArmaniTalks.com/blog. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.